out, man.
Welcome, guys. Welcome back to the Hear Me Out podcast. I'm your host today, Younes, and I'm joined by Nano from, where are you from, sorry?
Collective 8.
Collective 8, there we go. Dean from the Change Foundation and social media influencer and young actor, David Hazard. Nice to see you guys once again. How's everyone doing today?
Great.
I'm good. Yourself?
Happy to be on the pod again, man. I'm good. It's happy to have the both of you lot back today. I know after last week's episode or the week before, I'm not 100% sure, we had a good conversation about football. Tell me a bit about Collective 8 though.
Collective 8 is all about mindset. So in sports, you need a strong mindset, you need to be resilient, you need to have faith in yourself and belief. That's what we try and install in people. So also a coach as well, football coach.
So all based around that sport kind of environment.
Yeah, sports mindset, running,
So mental health mixed with sport. So similar kind of to the Change Foundation, wouldn't you say?
Oh, definitely. We've worked alongside each other before. So yeah, our missions definitely align.
Okay, good. I mean, I know all of us have had our own type of football experiences and journeys. Football hasn't always been the pleasant for all of us, and for some it has been great. I know if I want to speak about myself personally, you know, I didn't start playing football until about probably like 14, 15. So like I would watch football, but football wasn't really like a thing where I'd go and play all the time. But I started to become more regular around that age, and then obviously I went into football college, and still my football level wasn't the best, but I still tried to make the best out of the situation. And then that's when I met you with Harrow Club and all the rest of the boys, and that's when I started to learn a bit more about football. So I've had my own type of football journey. It's not been the longest, but it's also not been the shortest. I've had my greatest moments. I've had my bad moments. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, to be honest. Injuries. You know, I wouldn't say I made much sacrifice. I mean, I've had to travel quite far, like 2.5 hours for football, so it was a bit like much for me. But
Quick question.
Go on.
So, is football the only sport you enjoy?
No, when I was in year 11 and year 10, I used to play a lot of basketball as well.
So
I wouldn't say
most of these sports are here on a team sport. So
mostly team sports.
Do you enjoy the team aspect
100%,
of it?
100%.
So
Just the passion, the passion, the drive, support from your teammates is all like, that's the shit that I live for.
So would you say sports in general has transferable things that you can take into your everyday life?
100%. Because sports talks to everyone. You can talk to anyone of any age, of any gender, any disability, any colour, through sports, through football, through basketball. It's whether like, obviously people have these like postcode wars and stuff, or you could be from a different area, I could hate you, but we could be on the same team of football. All of a sudden you're my boy, yes, I played a nice pass, you score, and it brings you together, and you could take that into a real world where you need to, maybe if you're working an office job or something, you need to work in a group. You know how to do that. You know how to be supportive with your teammates. You know how to give constructive criticism and things like that. So yeah, you could say that.
I'm glad you've been paying attention in the street. Because you sound like you know what you're talking about.
You're taking a lot.
I've come a long way, you know. I've not been the best when it comes to sports. I know that, and obviously, I do prefer coaching, so I do prefer to mentor younger ages through football. That's what I much prefer. Obviously, I would love to be playing in the top. Everyone would.
Who wouldn't?
You know what I'm saying? But certain things happen, injuries, stuff like that, certain circumstances. So obviously, I can't go down that route. But at least I can take the opportunity to go and coach kids and try to watch them develop to great players that they should become.
Definitely agree with you there. So mentoring, this is what I do on a day-to-day basis. I've mentored you, and watching you develop over the last 4 or 5 years, from the young boy I met to the full-grown man I see today, it does make your job that little bit more worthwhile. You know, it's like, I'm not saying I played a massive influence in your life, but I've seen your progression and seen you become from a let's be right, a childish young boy.
Nah,
I'm not saying that you're still not childish, but I've seen you develop, and it's great to be.
What was that?
It's been great to be a part of that journey. What does sports mean to you?
Well, for me, it's everything. Like, I just apply it to my everyday life. Like, obviously, I'm an aspiring actor, innit? But it's like the idea of like being in a team, being a leader, especially when you're a captain in a football team. I always apply that to everything I do. So it just means everything to me. Like, I've tried the footy thing. Like, I've tried getting into football, but obviously I felt like I didn't, have enough drive for it. So I just decided to pursue acting. But if I wasn't going for acting, then I'd definitely go for football. But yeah, like, football has a huge influence in my life. Like, I have so much passion for it. Like, it's literally the only sport that I can play in it, and it's the only sport I enjoy, like, genuinely. So yeah, it does have a big influence in my life.
I love what you just said about being able to apply that into what you do every day, that passion, that drive, and that's what sports is about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
a mindset, isn't
it is mindset. So like, one thing I don't agree with the school systems now is that everybody gets a winner's medal. Like, I don't know, when I was growing up, only the first place got a winner's medal. Now everybody gets a winner's medal.
Come on now, man.
And that taking part aspect. I
it
think
is
that's
the
what
taking
the
part
schools do it
aspect, but
for.
we're setting them up for a big fail.
Yeah,
'cause
100%.
let's have it right. You got this world is a competitive world.
Yeah.
You need to aim for
And you need to
the
teach
top.
young kids that from early, and that's why playing sports is a good avenue, because it does it in a safe environment where because you don't want to be competing in the wrong kind of, like, with, how can I say it? So you're in the roads and you're trying to compete with gangsters. You're in that lifestyle. If you're playing sports and you're really competing, you're competing at the safest level, unless you're playing boxing or
In
martial
a safe
arts.
space. In a safe, controlled environment. With rules and regulations, codes
Exactly
of
that.
conduct, ways of being.
And that's what sport's been for me. So ever since I was younger, not many people know this about me. I had a bad asthma and I could hardly breathe. I had to sleep in a tent. So my mum said to me, and we ain't gonna make this affect you. She made me run. She put me in every sporting activity she could. By the time I was 5, I was better than everybody else. Faster, stronger, quicker. By the time I got to 13, I was being picked up by West Ham, Tottenham, Arsenal were looking at me. Yeah. But sports was always my safe place. It gave me the confidence to go out and face people and to be a bit arrogant at times. It did give it. I can't lie. I did get a little chip on my shoulder. It did, yeah. I can't lie.
Well, sometimes you got to be like that in life, no?
Yeah,
Sometimes you
100%.
just, if you see an opportunity, you just take it for yourself. Don't wait for the next person.
Definitely.
Because once you just blink one time, it's gone. That's it.
Yeah, because if you don't have any self-confidence, then you're just like, what are you gonna do? Like, you're not gonna go for challenges. You're gonna possess a fixed mindset. But it's important to have a growth mindset, and that's what I've learned from sport, to always pursue challenges, innit?
Yeah, because going on where he said, going on that thing where everyone gets a winner's medal, it's like you just develop that mentality. It's like, oh yeah, I'm happy. I finished at 3rd. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but at the same time, if you've got like passion and drive, you should be aiming for the top. You should be thinking, no, 3rd place ain't good enough for me. I want that 3rd place. I want to be at the top. I want to be the best. To have that mentality, not even just in sport, in anything in general, in work. Like if you're like a co-worker, like if you're like a colleague, and you see your manager, like surely you have the ambition to go and say, yeah, I want to be up there one day, and I'm not going to stop.
I could do that job.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying?
That job better than him.
Yeah, but a lot of people now have just grown up with this mindset. It's like, if I'm working under someone, and there's oppositions above me, but I don't think I'm going to be there. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I can do it. It's a bit.
It's a confidence thing, though. I think
sometimes,
confidence and self-belief. And I think that's what sports instills that into you. Like, it really does. It gives you confidence of your teammates. It helps you to communicate better. I couldn't be a greater advocate of sport. I can't lie. Like, it shaped me into. I've made a lot of mistakes, and if it weren't for sports, I probably wouldn't be here now. I can't
100%.
lie. I'd be either behind the door or 6 foot under.
Probably, yeah.
Saved my life.
Sports save a lot of people's lives.
Does, yeah.
Like, there's a lot of people that turn away from that road life or any type of bad life and puts them into a great career path. Yeah. I know, like, famous player, Jadon Sancho, come from a bad area, Kennington. Now look at he's playing for Man United. Like, what would happen to him if he stayed on that road life, didn't decide to take the football life? There are a lot of rappers that took that road life and decided not to take the football life, and look at them now, they're still fighting wars and doing unnecessary beef for no reason. Do you get what I'm saying?
But that's at the high end of the scale. So when I come out of football, and obviously certain things happened, got into the wrong crowd, ended up getting locked up for an amount of time in youth offending, and I kind of gave up on my football dream. Like, even though I had scouts coming to watch me play in prison in Feltham.
No way.
Swear down, they used to come get me out of my cell, and then we used to play with the prison guards against teams outside the prison. They used to come in and watch us play.
Oh man.
So yeah, I've got some stories to tell. But after that, that was when I was 19. I was having my first child. After that, I said to myself, you know what? I need to put, and I kick myself every day for this. I put my dreams to one side and I said, I'm gonna change my life for the better, which I did. But I forgot about football, and I said I need to be independent. I need to be making money. I need to be able to support my son. Yeah, I need to be self-sufficient. Yes. So at a young age, I had to grow up real quick, basically. Yeah. So football, instead of becoming my day in day, it was a job at that. But before that, it was 9 to 5, pretty much training 3-4 times a week. I had to forget about football and just concentrate on my son and my work, and trying to not end up in that same predicament. So it was about unlearning what I had learned, because I fell into the wrong crowd through certain circumstances, which I won't go into. But family life plays a big part in your environment, in where you may go down. So I went from having the world at my feet, literally, to being locked behind a cell door, contemplating. When you sit down in that cell, you've got a lot of time 100%. To think. And
100%.
And trust me, that was some of the most loneliest times of my life. I'm not even joking.
Then after that situation, you were mindful of your choices.
Yeah, got no shame in saying I cried myself to sleep a couple nights.
It happens to all of us, isn't it?
And I believe jail is a waste of time.
100%.
You never know it until you go there. So I've never spent time in jail, but I understand what you said, Dean.
No, I did.
It's a fine line.
But
when you cross that line. Yeah,
I do think that they need to stop just putting young kids in jail for the sake of putting them in jail. Like, there's got to be other avenues where they can rehabilitate them. Do you know what I mean? Give them a different chance. Because I can't lie, you know, I'm 39 years old now, and it was only 4 years ago that my DBS got clean. So I'm going to job interviews, and I'm going to have they're looking at my
with you.
So it stays with you. They're asking me to explain my past, and I'm not proud of it. It's a stain on my part, but it is it made me who I am today. So I'll happily explain myself if I have to, but I don't feel like I should have to
every time.
It's especially like when it's over 20 odd years ago now.
Yeah,
so.
it is not.
Once you've offended, though, it stays with you for a process of time.
Yeah.
Even though you've changed yourself, you know, you have to keep speaking up about your change.
Yeah, it's just in my opinion, it's like if you do something like that. I mean, Dean, I've been where you've been. I'm not proud of it. I know certain men in the room know, and they've heard the stories. I've been where you've been, and it is time goes slow. Yeah. Time really does move slow when you're inside. Slow, and it's like you think about so many things, and you're like, do I really want to be here? Like, is this who I am? Do you know what I'm saying? And it really like wakes you up. Like, really, you really think that I need to wake up now. As soon as I come out of it, I need to pattern up, because this is not the life that I want to carry down. Exactly. And for you to come out and be where you are now, it's like not many people can do it, but it's like you can pat yourself on the back, go, you know what, I'm here now because I decided on that day that I'm going to change, I'm going to pattern up, if that makes sense. But would you say that coming out of prison and being like changing your ways, going from football 9 to 5 to like an actual 9 to 5, and, you know, bills, kid, nappies, food, all that stuff. Was it easy for you? Or?
Not at all. Not at all. I can't lie, as a young man, having a son that you have to provide for, and that it's never easy. But yeah, from going from potentially earning thousands of pounds, hundreds of thousands of pounds a week, to minimum wage and not seeing much prospect, it's a dark, lonely place. I'm telling you, it's that was the biggest kick up the arse, to be honest with you. And then I literally worked on myself, and got myself to where I'm not saying I'm where I want to be. I've still got progressions and dreams and hopes that I aspire to achieve to, but I'm very happy and content. I can't lie. It could be so much worse.
100%.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's like it does really, like, your experiences do really give you a wake up call, and like I know if when you had your child, it did give you, like, it did wake you up a little bit. You said to yourself, like, Dean, I need to.
Yeah, that first moment when I held him in my hands, I knew, like, yeah, it's not just about me now, because I was quite selfish before. I was like, I still am quite selfish, all me, and sometimes you need to be, but that's one person I will put before me any day of the week. Do you know what I'm saying? I'll give him my last cent. I'll give him the clothes off my back if I had to. Like, once you bring someone else into the world, like, your whole outlook on the world changes. Like, I've never been, like, truly, utterly scared until I had my son. Like, scared when I got that call saying, oh, he's being chased down the road with knives. Like, it's you youngsters don't realise how bad society's got. Like, kids getting stabbed every week. Like, I don't, like, I never want to be one of them parents that get that call.
No.
God forbid.
Yeah.
Trust me. Like,
parents go through so much raising kids, you know, so a lot of people that have big families and that, and when you start losing,
siblings.
kids start losing their siblings and people lose their cousins and like, it's a whole snowball effect, because when someone loses somebody, they react.
Yeah, it
and
has
they
a
could do
knock-on
something
effect.
real bad.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And it's just a spiral effect after that, isn't it?
Trust me.
Well, we talk a lot about experiences that change us. I'm sure you've got an experience that will change you one time, innit? Sorry if I put you under pressure there. You know what I'm saying?
Nah. Give me time to think in it.
All right, cool. Because I know.
So experiences, okay, staying on them experiences, okay, so seeing people close to me, I didn't know Dean's story. We've always known each other forever, but similar to Dean, we know similar people, and certain people have got into, say my brother, he nearly died 3 times. Once in Spain, I think he nearly drowned. There was 2 other occasions, and then there was one occasion whereby the circle of people he grew up with, he ended up under the influence of drugs. From coming out of a club, ended up driving up the motorway under the influence. Supposedly had his girlfriend under his arm, like a whole heap of things. But when I heard the story, I thought, that's not my brother. Do you get it? But under the influence, and when you're around certain crowds and whatever, anything can happen.
100%.
You know, so me as an elder brother, I was like, he's my baby brother. I was like,
trust me.
Yeah.
Like
it was real
Digga D
bad.
says, you got to protect your energy.
Oh,
Trust me. You got to have mad people around you, because you'll get drawn
yeah,
out.
but that builds resilience and a mindset to look
100%,
for bigger things, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's why I became a coach and that.
At the end of the day, if you can't change the lives of people around you, like close ones, at least try to change others' lives, or in you lot's case,
Definitely.
the youth's lives. And
But I reckon a good coach mentor always has lived experience. You can't
100%.
teach someone life
Something if you
experience
haven't
from
been
a
through it
textbook,
yourself,
you
innit?
know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and that's why when I speak to young people, my voice carries weight, because they know I've been there, I've done it. Got the t-shirt, like, and you're not gonna learn off. And I'm trying to feed you some positive, because I could lead you up the garden path. I could be that guy.
Gas you up.
Yeah, and gas
Talk
you up,
it-
give you
talk up the
negativity.
other part of-
You know what I'm saying? And that's
yeah.
the other side of
Yeah.
it. So, like, there's guys out there my age that are grooming young kids to be their, do you know what I mean? Their understudies, or
pawns.
sending them out county
Yeah.
lines.
Yeah.
We got no, do you know what I mean? But feeding them nonsense like, oh, I'm buying you a chicken and chips, I'm buying you new trainers.
Yeah.
I'm looking after you.
but that's what I'm
things.
saying. With a little kid,
It's all material.
12, 13, especially one that's come from a tough background.
And they ain't getting that sort of
Yeah,
love at
yeah.
home.
He's seeing the Jordans, the goose jacket, this.
They're thinking that person has them.
Yeah, like it's like for them, it's like a whole new world. In going from like £2 a day, I've got £10, man. oh boys,
Yeah.
let's go, food's on me. Oh,
Yeah. Hold this pack, go down the road before you know
for them, it's like for them little kids, they think it's nothing. But when they grow up, once you start going into that life, I know, obviously I don't know from experience, but from what I've heard, once you go down, there's no going back.
Trust me, and that's why you gotta. Some people you can't trust everybody as well. You gotta take people. You can't just take people at face value anymore because there's so many sheeps in what was it, wolves in sheep's clothing?
Yeah.
Trust me, you have to.
People are vulnerable.
Yeah, exactly.
And knowing someone's vulnerability, you can kind of get
there's too many
their
predators
psyche.
out here.
Yeah.
Trust me. Even online, social media.
Oh,
you must be able to tell us about the social media. Being a social media influencer, like, do you think influencers play on people sometimes?
Yeah, 100%. Like, especially with the youth today, like, especially the big ones. I'm not saying I'm a big one, but I aspire to be, hopefully. But like, I want to know, because the reason why is because I want to inspire people, like, especially people from my community who are raised and like told they can't amount to nothing because of where they come from. Like, I don't like that outlook at all, because you can definitely be more than like what people aspire you to be. So say you're from like, I don't know, the slums of South London or something. No offense in it, but yeah, like you can be anything.
Do you know what? I was from South London, and do you know what? It was a bit of a slum, but you know what? I love it.
It's because like, you know what I mean? Like, not just South London, but anywhere in London or anywhere in the world, innit? But like, it's like you can be anything you want to be as long as you aspire to it, as long as you put your mind to it as well, innit?
Yeah.
Like, you can't let no one tell you nothing, and that's why, like, especially.
All right, so I've got a scenario now. So a big corporation want you to champion their brand, but doesn't politically align with your views. Do you sell your morals out, or do you stand strong and say, you know what, I'm not gonna take the paycheck this time. It's not worth it, even though it's a couple nice zeros on that paycheck.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
There's no amount of
morals. I
zeros.
can't lie. You got to stick with your morals, man.
But bro, it's easy to say that.
It is. I hear that.
How would you
I hear
feel
that. I hear
of
that.
it if they went against your morals, but at the same time you wanted to make change? Would you negotiate with them and say, you know what, I don't like what you stand for. If you can change your ways, you may be able to do something with them.
No, but the thing is, in that situation, some people would just be like, all right, cool, you don't want to do it, and then they'll go after
No, but they
someone
actually
else.
won't. Some things have changed when people actually negotiate our boards, say, you know what.
I reckon if you've got a point now. I reckon if you are big enough, if you're a big enough influencer, you 100%. Could maybe influence big corporations to maybe change their narrative.
Views, yeah.
But if you're a little guy starting off and there are
somebody's got to do it.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Me personally, I'm not gonna, if it's not aligned with my morals, I'm not gonna be taking the check.
Even if there were quite a few zeros on that?
Yeah, now they say everybody has their price. I don't know what my price is yet because I haven't got it yet.
I haven't been faced with that scenario in it, so I don't know. But like, I would like to stand.
Stop 9 figures on the table, no one's saying.
But one thing I try and teach young men growing up is you got to stand for something, because if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. And that's just like in friendships, and like you can't be everyone's mate. And that sounds bad. You can't. Everybody won't like you. So you know when you meet that person and they want to be liked by everybody, and what will they end up doing is upsetting everybody.
Saying no by having a positive.
You can't be everybody's cup of tea, because what happens if you're everybody's cup of tea? You get taken for a mug. I can't lie. So that's one thing I try and teach people. Just be true to yourself and don't try and, what's the word? Bend. Bend for other people or to please people.
To touch on that, like going back to like having past experiences. Obviously, I haven't had past experiences, but I basically based off my brother's past experiences, because they used to be about that life, but now they've like kind of chilled, and it's like they've protected me as I grew up, so I'm kind of lucky to have them. So I've always had this mindset of like not following other people, always doing my own thing. Like I've always been into gaming. Like when I was little, I didn't really go out. I was just in the house, like either going outside, playing football with my friends, this, that, and the other. So I was never ever really involved in like, the wrong crowd. And I always knew what I was doing. And like my parents, they like kind of protected me as well, innit? So
You didn't have to worry
It's
so
good,
much
yeah.
about
That's
you.
Yeah, exactly.
A wise man,
After
a wise
going
man
through.
always learns of someone else's mistakes.
100%. 100%.
I'll give you nothing but a praise for that. Trust me, because if I wish I had an older brother and I could have learned from his mistakes, because I wouldn't be. Well, I might not be sat here now, but
No,
You
but
touched on something earlier as well about growth mindset. Where
Yeah.
did you learn that from?
Growth mindset. I think I got that from sports as well. Like, because I used to study sports psychology, or sports science in sixth form. But obviously, I didn't like it. I dropped out, but I still learned a lot from it. And that touches on sports can teach you anything, no matter what, and you can apply it to your everyday life. So I have a growth mindset of like just going for anything. You know, even if I find it tricky, like I'll just stick with it and put my heart into it. I've got a passion for. If I've got a passion for something, I'll just keep on going. Like, for example, in my college, like we're doing a production called Macbeth. Everyone knows Macbeth, surely. And obviously, I'm the leader of Macbeth, and you see Shakespeare language. It is so technical.
So you're
like,
doing it in old language?
Yeah, we're doing it in the old language as well. And then in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, nah, like I should drop out. Like I can't do this. But then at the same time, it's like it's a challenge I want to be faced with, because it's just gonna change. It's gonna change my life, and it's gonna change my outlook as an actor, and obviously, it's like develop me for the better, innit?
Definitely, so imagine you're an aspiring actor. If you play a role like that, that could open so many doors.
100%, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
No, it's a big thing. I've watched him for what is it, a year now, innit? I went to his last performance and I see the clips, like some of my friends, they saying clips of them not performing. So the way he's developed as an actor, and I'm really proud of him because he's my boy, innit? Really proud of him, like from where he's gone from like doing sports science, a bit unserious and that, to going to where he is now. It's like a big thing. So it's good for me to see my friends, not just David, but others as well, like succeeding, you know. And I try, even as me as a friend, I try to put my boys on the best thing. So if I've got something good going for me and I know that I can help my friends out, I go out my way to do that. But not every friend, as you said, you can't be friends with anyone. Yeah, everyone can't be your friend, because I learned it the hard way. I grew up thinking, yeah, everyone's my friend, you know, everyone's nice, but you learn the hard way. You get hurt, you get punched, you get kicked, you get this, you get that. You realise who your true friends are, and you realise to like only trust people like my dad says this a lot. He's not your real friend, he's not your best friend until you've done like business together, or money's involved, or you've gone on holiday with him, or anything along the lines of that. Then if
that's a good.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. If you invite me into your house, I meet your family, I break bread with you, you're my peoples. I can't lie. I can't lie. It's that simple. Like just a plate of food and something like that, it means the world to. Do you know what I mean?
A lot of people, 100%. Even not even just the food, like just being entered into someone's house,
That's
invited.
It's not the food. It's
even if it's for 5 minutes to say hello to whoever his mother is or father is or brother or sister. Like, it's a big thing, and it's like you really go, you know what, this is actually my friend, because you could know someone for 10 years, but you've never met their parents, you've never done a business together, you've never been on holidays together, you've done nothing. You just know him 10 years because you play football, or for example. Is he really your boy? Do you really know him? Do you understand what I'm saying? And I know there's a lot of fake people out there. A lot of fake people. But
Get to the 5 minute mark.
I reckon it's time to wrap up. Don't you think?
Yeah, it's been a great chat.
Yeah, it's been great.
Covered a few topics.
100%. Some stuff to touch on maybe on a later episode or something.
Definitely.
100%.
Well, thanks for hosting.
Yeah, thanks guys for coming once again,
inviting
David,
us,
Nano and Dean once again. Love to have you guys here. Right, guys, thank you very much for tuning in this week. Hopefully there'll be another episode next week. And take care and peace.
Peace out.
Peace.